Before the 7th century, Lebanon was a vital part of the Byzantine Empire, its geography shaping its destiny. The narrow coastline and the imposing Mount Lebanon range created distinct coastal and mountain communities. Coastal cities like Beirut, Sidon, and Tyre thrived as centers of trade, culture, and learning, while the mountains offered refuge and autonomy. Christianity dominated, with grand churches and monasteries marking the landscape. The population was a mix of Aramean-speaking locals, Greeks, and others, all under Byzantine rule. Yet the region was far from peaceful. Wars with the Sasanian Persians and religious disputes created instability and division. Local Christian groups, such as the Maronites, often clashed with the imperial church, deepening the sense of detachment from Constantinople. The empire's grip was weakening, and the region's future was uncertain. The coastal cities prospered, but the mountains remained fiercely independent. Into this fractured world, a new force was about to emerge, not from the sea, but from the deserts to the south. Lebanon stood on the brink of profound transformation. In the early 7th century, Islam began spreading rapidly from Arabia, carried by armies united in faith. After the Prophet Muhammad's death, the Caliphate expanded north, eyeing the Levant's fertile lands. The Muslim forces, skilled and mobile, struck swiftly at the Byzantine armies. Local reactions varied, some resisted, others, weary of Byzantine taxes and religious strife, welcomed the change. Commanders like Khalid ibn al-Walid secured key routes and negotiated treaties, often guaranteeing safety in exchange for a tax, the jizya. This pragmatic approach helped win over or neutralize local populations. For Lebanon's people, these events felt like distant tremors, until the Byzantine order itself was threatened. The familiar world of imperial rule was suddenly at risk. The winds of change were about to sweep across Lebanon. In 636 CE, the Battle of Yarmouk changed the Middle East forever. The Byzantine army, led by Emperor Heraclius, faced a smaller but unified Muslim force under Khalid ibn al-Walid. Over 6 days, superior tactics and unity gave the Muslims victory, shattering Byzantine power in the Levant. Heraclius retreated, lamenting the loss of Syria, and the region's fate was sealed. The Byzantine garrisons in Lebanon's cities were cut off and soon dissolved. The Islamic conquest was now inevitable. Lebanon's cities and mountains were drawn into the emerging Caliphate. The centuries-old imperial structure vanished almost overnight. The people of Lebanon faced a new reality and a new era. The world had been turned upside down. With Byzantines gone, Muslim rulers focused on Lebanon's strategic coastal cities, Tripoli, Beirut, Sidon, and Tyre. These ports were vital for trade and naval power, and integrating them was a top priority. Some cities surrendered peacefully, securing protections for their citizens and faiths. Others faced sieges. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, future Umayyad founder, built an Islamic navy using local expertise. Islam spread slowly in these urban centers. Conversion was not forced. Life continued under new administration. Taxes now went to Damascus, and trade routes shifted toward the Islamic heartlands. Mosques rose alongside churches, marking the arrival of a new faith. Arab administrators and soldiers settled, mingling with local Christians and Jews. Daily interaction fostered gradual cultural and religious change. Over generations, conversions increased, drawn by opportunity and the new elite. Lebanon's ports became vital links in the growing Islamic world. The Umayyad Caliphate's rise in 1661 CE, with Damascus as its capital, brought Lebanon to the heart of the Islamic world. Arabization and Islamization accelerated, but change was gradual. Arabic replaced Greek in administration, encouraging locals to adapt for new opportunities. The Umayyads invested in infrastructure, fortifying cities and building the navy. The mountains remained semi-autonomous, with groups like the Maronites preserving their traditions. Local chieftains collected tribute, maintaining a degree of independence. The coast became cosmopolitan and integrated, while the mountains sheltered distinct communities. This dual character, urban integration and mountain autonomy, defined Lebanon. The era laid the foundation for a complex, multi-faith society. Lebanon's identity was forged in diversity and adaptation. The spread of Islam in Lebanon was gradual, not immediate or total. Early Islamic rule brought new governance, but most people's faiths changed slowly, if at all. Christians and Jews, as people of the book, were granted protected status and allowed to manage their own affairs in exchange for the jizya tax. Churches and monasteries continued to thrive, especially in the mountains. Conversion to Islam happened for many reasons: spiritual conviction, relief from taxes, or social advancement. Arabic became the language of power, making Islam increasingly attractive. Intermarriage and daily life fostered gradual change, not forced conversion. For centuries, Lebanon's religious landscape remained mixed. Christian strongholds in the mountains, growing Muslim communities on the coast. Only under later dynasties did the demographic balance shift more decisively. Lebanon's transformation was a slow, evolving story of adaptation and choice. The spread of Islam in Lebanon was not just conquest, but a centuries-long process of coexistence and transformation. Geography shaped this journey. Open coasts became melting pots, while mountains sheltered ancient Christian communities. The Umayyad capital in Damascus brought Lebanon into the heart of a new empire, deepening its integration with the Arab world. Early caliphs' policies protected Christians and Jews, fostering a complex, shared society. Lebanon's history is not one of sudden breaks, but of continuous flow and adaptation. Islam added a vibrant new layer to an already diverse land. The resulting tapestry of faiths and cultures is Lebanon's enduring legacy. The transformation was a journey through time, not a single event. Lebanon's identity remains shaped by this long history of coexistence.